Well, how the last adventure was left, there was a lot going down, wasn't there? The town had been destroyed because of the storm that came. So, perhaps some players, because there was a decision to be made, wasn't there? Was a chase Zotos because he betrayed everyone, and because he disappeared off into the desert. Follow.
Kind of split up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, or maybe some people just decided to stay behind and help with the town while you guys volunteered to hunt down Zotos and bring him to justice. I mean, the other thing was, so for Magnus and Tom, the main discoveries from the last game was that the snake people who were responsible for poisoning the well, yet that was a ploy to get humans or anything living down into the catacombs below the town, so the snake person that had awoken could feed upon them and regain his power. So at the very last moment, a gentleman called Dr. Zahir came to help out in his mining machine and rescued our heroes from near death in the catacombs, and explained that this is the first living specimen of the snake people that he's seen. He's been on the hunt his entire career to try and find their laboratories, their dark.
It was living until we killed it.
Well, yes. To find their dark labs. It's been his life work, and so the heroes were left with those decisions. He asked them to come and help him hunt down the dark labs of the snake people. The option was to hunt down Zotos, who'd gone on the run, or to stay behind and help the town rebuild. So we begin this adventure on the trail of Zotos, who betrayed you all. He murdered his assistant, which then the blood that ran down into the catacombs was what awoke the snake pit men clone that was down there, and reawakened that particular facility. And he sealed you in there, didn't he? Once he'd got you into the catacombs, Zotos had sealed them and ran away, thinking he'd sealed his secret in there, his murder of his assistant, and pretty much the murder of you guys, sealing you in there to your fates. But once he got wind of your escape, he fled into the desert. So I think earlier today I was talking to Tom, who's going to play Garson, and your background is that you part of your religion or the monasteries that you put yourself out there as an assistant for hire, like almost like a butler, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. That's how they make their money. Yeah, to keep the abbey going.
Yeah. So I mean, Zotos murdered his last assistant, so we thought that it might be that he wrote off to your abbey to apply for a new assistant.
To have a vacancy.
Yeah. So Garson was on his way to the village of Set to fulfill his contract to work for Zotos. And I think, Magnus, you were saying that your character is one of the villagers.
Yes.
In the village of Set. So Set has been destroyed. It had over nearly a 2-3 week period of dealing with this poisonous well before the storm came, and several people have died. All, it seems, partly Zotos is to blame for all this. So do you want to go into any more detail about your characters a little bit? So Garson, do you want to just tell your friends here? So let's say you've been perhaps traveling through the desert for the past 2 or 3 days, following signs of Zotos, perhaps some nomads of passing on their camels in their caravans of giving you some word that a strange man he's in tatters running across the desert like a madman in a particular direction. So you've got to know each other a little bit, but do you want to describe your character in a bit more detail, Tom?
Yeah, I don't know him too well yet, because I only just made it up.
Yeah, fair dues.
But yeah, I guess he's first of all his bioform is small folk, so he's a little guy.
Cool.
And he's just very eager to please. That's basically his life's calling, and that's about as much as I know about him at the moment.
Well, and how does he feel about travelling through the hot desert? Now I know Askeld, this is just second nature probably to him. He lives in the desert, but
yes.
how does Garson feel? His little legs.
He hates it. Absolutely hates it. The monastery that he comes from is in the mountains, surrounded by trees. It's a temperate climate. It's pretty nice. Where he's completely different to the desert. He's not used to it at all. He's not used to it. He hates getting the sand in his shoes, and he's sick of it. He's sick of it already.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Askeld is used to the heat, but he hates it. I mean, he's from the jungle.
Ah, of course, yeah. He's a Tarzan.
So he's not used to the dry. He doesn't like the dry heat.
He's from the jungles in the east.
Oh,
yes.
There's an aliens quote in there somewhere, Adam.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry. So I don't even need to ask. I'm sure Grim is very grumpy about this.
Yes. Everything is.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
It's Grim. Okay, it's Grim. It's the dwarf.
It's a dwarf, yes. Well,
yes.
Basically, my balls are sweating. I'm not built for this sort of weather, and the sooner we get to Zotos and kill him, the better. Another thing I'm going to say to Garson is, Garson, you must be a bit intimidated because you're quite small, and I am the tallest dwarf you've ever met.
No.
You're like a giant, Grim.
And you're like a small child.
My youngest is taller than you.
And
is feeling he's going to be full of hidden surprises.
Is Garson like really polite? Is that part of his training, or?
Yeah, extremely polite, happy, fairly happy, lucky. Yeah.
Excellent. So all this jovial banter and teasing of him, he's still keeping his professional butler face throughout it all. Okay, and Askeld, we know a little bit. So he's from the jungle. Anything else?
Yeah, the thing is with Askeld is that when he was young, he had this Tarzan and Jane love story with his wife. And then they got older. And they married and they had children, but she wanted to live in a more civilized area, not in the jungle. So, he did what his father didn't want him to do, and he moved with his wife. And that's when everything got ruined. He hates his life. No, he loves his children and he loves his wife, but he hates his life. He has 3 jobs and to support his children and wife, and the wife, she is sick and she has hurt her knee and her back, so she can't work. And when she did that, she turned into this bitter wench. So now he is just so infuriated with what has happened, because it destroyed everything he has worked for, but at the same time it's a chance for him to go out there again, to be the protector again.
So when the call went out to hunt down Zotos, he was more than happy to not only get some action of away from the village, but maybe even get away from his wife.
Yes. You know, she screamed at him to don't come back, and if you come back, bring money.
Okay, so let's move on to the next screen. So you this can you see this desert scene now? So I'm just going to paste your 3 characters. Can you see your tokens just in the top left-hand corner up there? Yeah. So you let's say you come over the crest of this big dune, and you know you're chatting away, thinking that perhaps even you're on a wild goose chase of hunting down Zotos. When you come over the crest of this big dune, and you just catch a glimpse of him disappearing into the kind of neck of this. Can you see the head where the footprints end? You just catch sight of Zotos disappearing down the kind of neck of this statue's hollow, and you can, you know, suddenly you can the texture of the sand changes, and you can see that the footprints that you occasionally thought you were following but weren't really sure, that there's a definite sign of the footprints that Zotos has left in his hurry to escape you. Let's get the initiative roll out of the way so we see who's going in what order, and I like to keep that during the game. So let me
it's just 20.
Yeah, roll me a d20, and I've forgotten how to get the blooming turn counter up. There we go. So Grimm's on 19. Is that right, or is that from the last game?
I'm 12, I think.
12. Yeah, I think I can edit that. 12. Let me roll a d20, see where I come. So I've got 9. Tom, you got 7, yeah?
Yep.
How do I add a player? Here we go. Garson, isn't it? Yeah. Garson. Add. There we go. And you are 7. And what did you roll, Magnus?
Askild rolled a 10.
Askild rolled a 10. So it looks like the order for the game will be Grim, Askild, then me as GM, and then Garson, you're last. So now we've got that out of the way. So yeah, you're presented with this scene in front of you, the footprints rapidly going down the side of this dune and then disappearing into that head there. So Grim, you're up first. What are you going to do?
I think I'm just going to follow inside, so I'll move to where he was last seen, really.
Okay, so we'll stick to the kind of distances, so you can't make it all the way yet. No, so I would say you could, you'd probably get to about here. Okay. So if you want to,
that looks like a banana.
Yeah, about a banana size, that, isn't it? You should have control of your token.
How do you move it now? Is it control?
You should just be able to grab him and drag him to where you want him to be. I'm not over. Yeah, I'd say about here.
Double banana or one banana.
One banana. And then unless you want to do anything else.
No, I don't think so. No, I'm just kind of. I'm annoyed. I'm having to trudge through more sand. So I'm just making my way over there.
Okay. And then so that'd be you up next, Askild.
Okay. I'm just jogging up beside the dwarf.
Yep.
And I look down on him. from my 2-meter height. I said, you have to be careful. Zotos is devious. He might have left a trap.
Okay, well, with that kind of warning in mind, Askell, give me an intelligence or a wisdom check. Your choice.
Right then. Plus
Oh,
one in both.
well, let me set a difficulty.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. Yes, but it sucked.
Forgot to. I'm a bit rusty. Bear with me.
I put my back into my eyes.
So hopefully you can see that up in the top. There's a difficulty of 12.
That's a good difficulty. Oh, I'm looking down on the dwarf.
Yeah, so you clearly see his footprints. What you do see is you see a little bit of a few splashes of blood. You can surmise from that Zotos is injured in some way.
Oh, really?
And then it's my go. So what I'm going to do for my turn is I'm going to roll a timer. A 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit. Motherfucker. Oh, is it PG-13 or 9 or?
No, well, let rip.
Great.
It's past the watershed. Don't worry. So I'm just going to pop that next to. Did that come on the screen then? Come on.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, we got two.
You
now.
have to send me those tokens later.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'll leave that as my turn. So that's a timer dice. So Garson, you're up next. Are you going to join your friends?
Yeah, I'm just going to scuttle over behind these two, try and keep up.
Okay. And you give me a wisdom or an intelligence roll as well, please, Garson.
Okay.
You can stand on my shoulders.
Do wisdom.
See, this is why Grim didn't do anything else, because he's not known for his wisdom.
God.
That was terrible as well.
So yeah, you
Great start.
You again, maybe even Askell just points it out to you that there's some blood specks on the floor, and maybe he's maybe a bloody hand smear on this rock here as Zotos squeezed on past.
I've got dust in my eyes from walking behind these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grim, you're back up.
Okay, I will. Well, what the hell? Let's make a. I'm going to see if I can search for anything around. I'm going to do a wisdom.
Okay.
If I can, I'm going to have a look round. So whatever you decide, but I'm going to have a. I'm curious about the area.
Have you rolled?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to tell me whether.
No. Give us.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah, you. I don't know. Perhaps you feel the vibrations through your feet, or you see a movement in the corner of your eye. But there are some strange shiftings of sand all around you. There's something here. There's something here. Something over here. And something here. There's something writhing around and moving under the sand.
Go on, bonus points. Who gets this? This. You're under the ground. Get off the ground.
Tremors.
Yeah.
So,
Is that what Grim's shouting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shouting.
All right.
Something under the ground.
What are you going to do then? You've
Well,
still got that. You've still got an action.
I'm going to make for these rocks over here. How far can I move?
I would say you could probably get to about here.
Here?
Yeah,
I'm
especially
gonna run for that.
scrambling over these rocks. You can't move too far, but
No, I'm going to make my way onto the rock. I'm calling to everyone else. Get on the rocks.
Askeld, you're up next.
all right. He's saying that they're under the sand. Do I know something about creatures that live under the sand?
Give me that's a you know, you have been living in this area for a while. Let's see if you have picked up anything. Give me an intelligence roll. Let's see if you've listened well to the villagers that you living.
I haven't.
No, you're close.
Maybe there's stuff of legend.
Let's say you weren't listening very well, but you have heard in some of them, maybe the older women talking about this, or your wife's come home with these tales and you've ignored them, thinking they're just desert wives' tales. That there are creatures that will drag you under the sand.
Big creatures under the sand. Yeah, love. Yeah, go. Whatever.
All right. Okay. Maybe my wife was right. I pick up the halfling.
Yes.
Good idea. Yeah. Okay, give me I'll give you easy strength
Okay.
for this. I'm not going to let you just pluck him up.
Come on, dice. Oh yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, you've got it. You've plucked him up off the sand.
Okay.
But I'll say that reduces your movement. You're not going to be able to move as far as Grim.
Okay, but can I get here?
No, where you are.
Only here.
I reckon, about to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I move up with the halfling.
So let's drag you.
Or the gnome. What is he?
Just
Little folk.
little folk.
Small
Yeah.
folk.
Small folk, yeah.
Come here.
And how does Garson feel about that?
Wow, thank you, hill chap.
Okay, I have him on my shoulder.
Polite as.
It's like a share for him.
Very kind of you. I'll just adjust his collar as a boy.
Dust his some sand off his. So that's my time has now expired. So I'm going to these let me get back to the correct layer. So I have to reveal these one at a time. Can you see that?
Nice, yeah.
So by that movement, and especially the extra weight of picking up gas, and you've caught the attention of these sandworms, and they come bursting out from the sand and screech and rush over to the last vibration and movement they could feel on the sand. So all four of them rush over and start attacking this spot right here, and ripping into the sand. Maybe one of them gets a bit frenzied and starts attacking this rock here. It can sense the blood that Zotos left, and he's bashing its head and fangs against this rock.
Nice.
And with all the noise and the vibrations that they're causing, I'm going to go ahead and roll another timer dice, and we get another one.
No.
So I'll put that down. And Garson, your turn.
Wow. Okay.
Toss me.
Toss me.
Did you just say toss me? Hey, no metagaming. It's Garson's go.
I want to take half of my movement. I'm hoping to get in between Askeld and Grim, and then would that be half my movement if I moved halfway between them?
You just want to get in between them. I think.
Yeah.
You're on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just put you down beside me.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Well, I want these rocks are quite precarious, and to kind of I'm guessing you don't want to step on the sand. So give me a dexterity roll. I just want to make sure that you know these rocks are loose, they're slippy.
Have I missed a turn for it, guys? Or...
No.
Oh, that's fine.
Wait, what was the last thing you heard, Craig?
I think it was just about. I think basically gas on and that. I just got onto the rocks basically. Then I think I lost connection.
All right, so I took my GM go. The timer ran out, and these 4 sand worms came screeching out of the sand. Went into a frenzy on the last spot where your movements were, the kind of vibrations. One of them went a bit crazy as it sensed the blood on the rock from Zotos and started banging in against the rock. And the last thing I did was that all this vibrations and noise and screeching from these creatures has caused another timer dice to be rolled, which again was a 1.
Okay.
And then Garson has decided to climb down off Askeld's shoulders, and he's trying to nimbly make his way along the rocks. And yeah, like, you know, you might tease him for being a little fella, but he's nimble. He's scrambling over those loose rocks, maybe even crawls under one that's loose, so he doesn't knock it over. He's in and out, showing you how it's done, no problem whatsoever. So do you want to do anything else, Garson? Do you want to say anything, do anything? Because that's just kind of your movement that you've done there.
Yeah, I don't know what we should we run? Should I throw a stone at one of these things?
Is it okay to have small banter?
Yeah. Small banter and respond to someone's question. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I just look at him and I say, "You two run."
I'm gonna do that.
I think Grim's probably going to say they seem to be attracted to the blood.
No.
All right.
I'll move as far away as close to Grim as I can then, if I've got any movement left.
Yeah, so I'd be happy to say, and especially with such a good roll, I could say that you could come and stand on this edge right next to Grim.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll move my guy there.
Yeah, and you know, you don't dislodge any rocks or anything like that. It's such a good roll. So I would say that these worms are still very busy trying to figure out where you've gone. Maybe even they're starting to disappear back under the sand, frustrated from not finding their prey.
Ooh, good call, Askeld. I was about to chuck a stone at one of them.
So back to you, Grim.
Okay, I want to. Well, it depends. I'm unsure of what I can do in a turn. I want to. I don't wish to say it out loud, but I wish to blow my own horn.
Okay.
If I may, I have a war horn, which gives +3 to any attempts to any allies for their next attempts.
Oh wow!
So is that going to be my turn? Just blowing that? Or
I would say you would still have some your movement.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. All right. I'll say I'm going to blow my horn, and then I'm going to basically leg it.
Okay.
To this next slot.
So not only is the sound of your horn very inspiring, but it drives the worms crazy.
Yeah.
They don't like it. They're screeching. And writhing, maybe even attacking each other in the kind of pain that they're experiencing from the horn. So yeah,
nice.
And you said you were going to move?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna. No, that's not me. That's me. I'm gonna move to sort of here. I think that should be all right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So was that a jump, or have you stepped on the sand? Or?
I think it's. Well, I've only got little short legs, so it's gonna have to be a little. Along the sand. I don't think I'm not big enough to jump.
Let me. Okay, so Askeld.
Yeah, I see them hurrying. So I pick up one of the rocks.
Oh man, I should have thrown gas on across.
And I just toss it to yonder, maybe.
Okay.
This way.
Yep.
Or as far as I can. A big rock.
Okay, so give me a like a strength. Let's see how accurate and how far this actually goes.
Come on.
You get a +3 as well, do you?
Oh yeah, you'll get a +3. So 16. Yeah, it's landed exactly where you wanted it. No problem.
Nice.
You gonna do any movement now?
Yeah, I'll run over to the dwarf. Maybe jump.
Perfect. Okay, no problem. Let's see. So my turn. I'm gonna just do a quick roll for each of these creatures and see how many were fooled by that rock and how many have sensed the movement across the sand in the gap. So I'll say on with a target of 12 for them, any successful rolls go to the sand that you've touched, and fails go to the rock.
Can I make a GM suggestion?
Yep.
And bonus points for who gets this as well. Can we call them graboids?
Graboids.
Yeah, that's what we call it in Tremors.
Is that what they call it? I don't remember that. Graboids.
They do.
So
the kid wants to give it a name.
I haven't seen Tremors.
Graboids. So one graboid is not fooled and he's heading towards. The other one's not fooled. One is, and another one is. So we're splitting them up. So 2 graboids kind of go over here, but these 2 come screaming round to this spot here where and they're snapping in the air, bashing the sand, screaming. Meanwhile, this dice expires, and I'll reveal what happens next.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
So this giant Dune-esque giant worm comes bursting out of the sand. There's sand in the air. There's boulders flying around.
Oh shit.
Over to you, Garton.
For he is the Kwisatz Haderach.
How can this be?
Just stay there. I have an idea.
Gaston goes, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna crouch down. Then I'm just gonna crouch down and try and hide. They haven't noticed me, have they? In the rocks.
No, they're just smashing around.
So they're thrashing around in the sand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll bob down, and I'm just gonna wait out my turn. I'm just gonna hide.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything, or?
I guess if your plan is just to stay still, I don't need you to roll anything for that. I don't think. But
Gaston, try and nimbly run over their heads to the other rock.
I'm gonna hide. I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna crouch down. I'm gonna hope that big old hill chap's got something up his sleeve.
And is there anything you want to say before we move on to? Hello?
No, I don't want anyone to hear me. I'm just gonna hide.
Okay.
That's my turn.
So back to Grin then.
Okay. She's a big bugger. Right. Okay. In that case, what to do? Everything. Right. What the hell? I'm going to attack this nearest one here.
Oh, right.
I'm going to attack it.
And do you get +3 from your own horn, or is that just for other people?
It just says for allies. So
right.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty damn impressive, so I think I'm just inspired.
Is that you talking, or Grim?
Well, bit of both.
Why not both?
Yeah. So, right, I'll just basically roll to see if I hit them, I guess, really.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay.
So roll for weapon damage.
I got +2 that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, he's that is not looking good. Yeah, there's purple blood and ooze and stuff spraying everywhere out of this creature.
And Grim's, oh Christ.
Yeah, but it's kind of gone in the direction of Garson, who I would imagine likes to be clean, and but it's part of his his duties as a good butler to look presentable, and he's just covered in purple.
Sorry.
Goo.
Just cringing.
And yeah, I guess that's probably my turn.
Okay, so Askeld, you're up.
I take my spear, and then I put it over to Garson.
Love it.
Take this, hold on to it.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask you if I can I move from the rocks, like to here or something.
So while carrying Garson on the end of the spear.
Yes, and then I want to move onto the sand, and then I want to chuck Garson, this way.
Okay, I think there
to
is.
Help him on his merry little way.
Yeah, let's. There's a couple of rolls here. Let's do me a strength, and I'll say this is easy because he's nice and small. He's Garson, so just to say that you can actually.
Sorry, can I just check, what do we think about this horn? Are we into another turn now? Are we saying that it only lasts for that turn?
What does it say?
It's pretty brief. It just says allies. Any allies get +3. It doesn't say for how long.
I didn't get that. Oh, okay.
Let me have a look.
I think it gets that round.
Yeah,
gives an ally for their next attempt. So yes, I'd say for right. So yeah.
Yeah. So they
define how often I can use said horn.
Well, it takes an action, so I guess you can blow it as many times as you want, but it's going to put you. You're not going to attack anybody while you're blowing your horn, are you?
No. But if it has an effect, if we don't need it, that's fine. Sorry, continue.
I roll for strength. Yes.
Yeah. He's
Nice.
again just like picking up a feather to you. Is barely notices. You have to look back over your shoulder just to make sure he is actually on the end of the holding on.
I can feel it. It's like fishing,
So yeah, and then you're going to carry him out into the middle of the sand here. Did you say?
And then I wanted to, I give him the spear and he holds it, and then I start running and I just, chuck him over like a pole vaulter.
Okay.
As I'm passing Grim, I start shaking some of that worm goo off towards him.
I would say just give me a dexterity roll just to see how well this
dexterity is not my forte.
Fling goes, but let's say this is a normal roll, so you're looking for 12.
Come on.
This is just to see how accurate this goes.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So you tell me where you wanted him to land, and that's where he lands. It's
like in the throat.
Yeah. So Garson has landed safely into the neck of. So.
It's a good job I'm here. It's a good job I'm here, guys.
So sensing that, unfortunately, Askeld, you're taking one for the team. These two worms. These two worms rush over there. I would say this big boy storms forwards over to here, ready to strike. It's not quite in position to strike, but he's and these they can't go over sand. Big girls in the way, so they're going to have to go around this long way. Fortunate for you. Grim, give me a dexterity roll. I would say your boulder's definitely rocking back and forth with this this large creature. No, you come tumbling
On which side?
down this side onto the ground. So Askell, this injured graboid, I think we're calling them, is gonna make an attack at you. Only getting a 4, so I'm sure that doesn't get through your armor.
No.
So yeah, lucky.
That would be strange.
And Grim, this other one's going to try and attack you for a 13. Does that get through your armor?
No, it's 16.
Oh,
I should that one attack you and not me.
So yeah, even though you're rolling around on your back on the ground, you manage to deflect the blow of this graboid. Yeah, I like to imagine that you've kind of maybe grabbed it by its throat and it's snapping its jaws, maybe even an extra set of jaws, like the alien's creature is just snapping right next to your nose, but can't quite grab you. And maybe for you, Askell, that second group of jaws come out to grab you, but it's very weak and limp. It's because it's so injured. It was half-hearted effort of trying to bite you.
I block him with my spear.
Yeah. And that's my turn. Done. Garson, what do you want to do from the mouth of the?
I will. I'm going to attack. I'm going to use my sling.
Oh, nice.
And we'll go for the injured.
Yep. So this one down at the bottom. Yep. So
I add my dexterity to my sling attempt, don't I?
Yep.
Do I? I believe.
I would imagine.
Yeah, ranged is dex.
Yeah, range is dex.
There we go. That'll do.
Yeah, so right in between its eyes. So roll your damage. Yeah, it's well, it doesn't have eyes, so maybe straight down its throat. It gargles and chokes for a second, and with this stone lodged in there, and then just flops down onto the ground with a squelch. Yeah, it's dead.
I'm totally looking round at Garson like this.
Take that, you rotter!
Yeah.
Anything else from you, Garson?
That's me. I think I'm sort of in the. Am I in the sort of entranceway?
Yeah, you're in the neck of the.
I'll stay there. That's my turn done.
Yeah. Okay, Grim, you're up.
Right. Well, I'm gonna have to finish you off, aren't I? So yeah, let's just attack this thing near me.
Oh no, that's a miss, I'm afraid.
Run!
Leg it.
Dang.
Yeah, are you gonna do any movement, or are you gonna?
Well, yeah, go on. I'll what are we thinking? How many bananas are we talking?
Oh, I think you can from there.
Can I get to Garson?
You can get to Garson, yeah.
I've swung at it and run past.
Askeld, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit of a dick, but I blocked the other worm that the halfling down for me, and then I just back kick the worm behind me.
Okay.
Just to try something. Yes.
Oh yeah. So.
And I kick him, so I do basic, right? Basic effort.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, it works.
Good lord, what's happened there?
You know, I told you about the exploding basic.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened. So, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that's just, you've taken his head off with a back kick. So you're like some kind of, this back kick turns into a roundhouse and just takes its head clean off.
Yeah, Askild's foot is as big as its head, and then I just do another spin and then run up to my people.
And I say, so that spear's just for transporting people, then, not a weapon.
It's good tool.
So, and at that very moment, just as you dive into the neck of the statue, the large worm slams its head literally a second after where you were standing. And I want all three of you to roll a hard dexterity throw. There's sand. In fact, the entire ground just shifts. So there's only
none of us.
So yeah, you're all
no.
on your backsides by the looks of it.
Yeah, like fall into Garson because it went down behind me.
And you all three of you go stumbling into the inside of the.
Ooh,
can you see that?
So cool. Yeah.
So you're all inside the head of the statue now. And yeah, they're cowering in the corner is Zotos. He's rocking. Doesn't really seem to have noticed you, mumbling to himself. You might pick up the odd word. I'm here, master. I'm here. Why won't you protect me?
So it's Renfield.
Pardon?
He's Renfield. Master.
You have forsaken
Grim, right?
me. Yeah, Grim, you're up. So yeah. Oh, you're breaking up a bit.
We're back on.
Yep, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
No. Yes. No.
Yeah. Quite a bit. Want to get.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
I tossed the dwarf and Renfield or Zotos.
Right. Back again.
Yep.
Yes.
Can hear you.
Yep. I'm just looking at.
Sorry, I can't hear you again. Okay, we've temporarily. Oh, he's back. You say something, Craig?
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
No,
It's okay.
It just keeps dropping in and out.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think
Say something quick.
I can. Well, you can hear me. I think the problem you guys are saying I'm getting about the fifth, or sixth word. So.
Do you want to hang up and come back in?
Move down a bit.
Askel, do you want to go, and then when we get Craig back?
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you, just want to try and disconnect and come back.
Yeah,
on, guys.
you disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is it so I could go?
Yeah. Maybe you should. We can update Craig when he comes back.
Or it's Garson because I did the last round, the last turn.
Oh right,
Should
okay.
it be Garson or you?
I can go if you like.
Oh yeah, so it was. Sorry, yeah, it was. It was Askeld. You were the last move, and then the worm slammed down, which was my move. So I suppose yeah, it's you, Garson. Yeah.
I want to approach this guy over here, and I want to call out to him. I just want to shout Zotos and see if he reacts.
Okay, give me. And do you want to do that in a friendly way, or is that how do you?
Yeah, friendly. Professional.
Okay, so and are you going to announce yourself as his assistant, or?
I just want to. Yeah, I'm going to say Zotos. You ordered a priest.
Give me a charisma roll. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, let me get my chat window up. I didn't see what you rolled.
7.
Yeah, so he kind of looks straight through you, really, like he's not kind of noticing that you're there. And a priest can't save me, nor you. But what you do notice is that head to toe, or the flesh that is exposed, you can see that there's writing all over his face, all over his arms, maybe over his chest that's exposed, and you can see a bite mark on his leg, and the bits that aren't weeping blood have ink scribbled all over them.
Ooh. Is that my turn done?
Unless you want to move or take an action, but I suppose that's your kind of.
Yeah, I want to approach. I'll take half of my movement to approach. That's as far as I want to go.
Okay, so I would, anywhere up to about here, I would say I'd be happy with that. Yeah, and he continues to stare past the spot that you were in. He hasn't really noticed or acknowledged that movement from you. Still twitching and mumbling to himself. Grim, have we got him? Oh,
No.
We haven't got him. Has he put any messages in there?
I can't see any.
Okay, I might just I'm just going to go grab a drink of water while maybe give Craig a chance to come back in.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to take a comfort break? Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, there he is.
Yay!
Oh, you're back. We're having a bio break.
Yeah, no, that's all right. No worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of my own IT skills. I set my daughter's internet to turn off on an evening, and so because I'm upstairs and on her thing, it turned off. Nice.
Oh no!
Tinkering.
Yes, yes.
I've remedied it.
That's good parenting.
Yeah. She says, why do you turn it off? I said. She says, why can't you leave it on? I says, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I can't be bothered having to come and say get off. So this way I know it turns off without me having to do anything.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
I have to do that to my son, my oldest.
Yeah. But so I should be okay now. I'm back on the connection.
Ah, brilliant. Sounds
Good
much
time
better.
for a break anyway, so.
I'll bring you back up to speed, Seth.
Yeah.
Craig. Seth's my son. So Garson tried to speak to Zotos, but Zotos just stared straight through him, really.
Rude.
Yeah, barely acknowledging he's there. He did pick up on the word priest that Garson said, I'm the priest that you've hired, but he just said, no priest can save me or you. And Garson noticed that Zotos is now covered head to toe in what appeared to be ink scribblings all over his skin.
Okay.
Or the skin that's exposed, and he's got a big gaping, bleeding wound on his leg. And what parts of flesh on his leg that isn't bleeding is covered in writing.
Okay.
And we'll just wait for Tom to come back.
No worries. Okay.
I'm quite pleased with this little map I've made.
Yeah, I love your maps. I like the sandy ones.
I've got
Desert ones.
I've got a program called Dungeon Painter, I think it's called, that you can get on Steam. It's very good.
Yeah, I see. Is it too many tabletop rocks too?
Yes, they are. Good eye.
Yeah, I love his maps. I use them all the time, and cut them and paste them and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah. Welcome back, Tom.
Hello.
So you're up, Grim.
Me up, right? Okay. Okay, so Garson's tried talking to him. Okay, well, I think I'm going to move closer to. How far can I move?
I would say, I mean, Garson decided to do about a half movement, but you could get up to where Garson is, or maybe even a little bit further forward, perhaps.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I'll send it myself over there. So I'm basically marching over and going, get off your ass and come here.
Okay,
I'll
let's
beat the living hell out of you.
let's go for a charisma, but this is kind of trying to intimidate him and force him into action, aren't you?
Let's have a look. No, sorry. Oh, that's chance. Sorry, wrong one.
That's charisma.
Oh, sorry. Is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that was chance.
And yeah, you still can't get through to him either. He seems to be looking straight through you, and now you're close enough, you too can see all the writing all over him. You can also see he's gripping this book in his hands, and you pick up the odd word. Master, where are you? You've forsaken me. You called to me. I'm here.
Shut it. I guess that's my turn, really.
Okay, Askeld, you're up.
Yeah, I double banana up to him.
Okay. So you're right.
I'm just walking menacingly up to him, looking down on him. What have you done to my family? It's all your fault.
Give me another charisma roll.
Yeah. I will be your master now. No.
No. Maybe there's a glint of recognition for a second. Maybe he recognises your voice, and this is the first time he makes eye contact with anyone.
Yeah. So Zotos, is he from the village? Because I missed some information.
Yeah, Zotos was he was the village scientist, the village archaeologist who betrayed Grim and his fellow heroes in the previous adventure, and set into motion the kind of by killing his assistant was what awoke the snake laboratory below the village and woke up the snake, which then poisoned the well to get people down there to feast upon.
But Grim and the others, they killed the snake.
Yeah.
Someone poisoned the water hole. That to be said. Sorry.
So my go. Let me roll a good old timer. So we've got 4 rounds. Let me drag that into view, if it will let me do so, to remind me. So yeah, outside you can hear the giant worm beating at the entrance here, and clouds of smoke billowing, sand billowing up, and the entrance to the statue is starting to shake, and there's rocks falling down all around you, particularly around the entrance where this giant worm is going absolutely berserk, trying to pursue its food that it's just narrowly missed out on. When suddenly the entrance seals itself, and unnoticed to you as you entered, up on the ceiling of this head, some red lights start spinning and flashing, and a voice, a staticky voice, comes from out of nowhere. Biological specimens identified. Capture protocol initiated. And from here, and in these two places standing next to Zotos, two doors start to open, and let me bring these. Oops. These faceless orderlies come crawling out of these doors that have suddenly, like, you can imagine, like the stones just shot up into a recess in the ceiling, and they're a bit dusty, covered in cobwebs. These creatures, they don't seem to have any faces, just like this metal mask over their face. But what you do see is on the end of each arm, instead of hands, there is syringes filled with some kind of green liquid. And this one, let me get back into the right layer, sorry. These two are the first to react, and these two rush forward and make a grab for you, Askeld. Let's roll a couple of dice here.
Is it contended or armor?
They're going to try and get through your armor. They're jabbing their syringes at you. The first one, I would imagine, misses.
I block with my shield, but the other one goes through my back. Okay,
and let's roll for damage. Doing 3 damage as it injects its liquid into you, and then that you feel that burning spreading throughout your body. Garson, these two rush forward and make a grab for you and start jabbing at you with their syringes. Again, 19.
Wow.
Is that going to get you?
Oh yes.
Doing 5 damage, and then an 18, doing 3 damage.
You forgot to roll the ultimate.
Pardon?
Against me. You rolled a 20.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Just to be fair.
Oh. Let's see. Next, another 5. Is that you down?
No.
No.
it's just 8 damage out of 10. That's okay.
Grim. These two are going to come after you. Guess that's a miss.
Yep.
But a 20.
Ooh, damn.
Ooh.
So
You're
it's
on fire.
So it's D6 and ultimate, yeah? Is that how it works?
Yes.
So 8 in total.
Bloody hell.
And then this one is going to attack you, Garson. 18. Guessing that's a hit. Doing 4.
I'm down.
Is that you down?
Yeah.
This was a shotgun.
I've played Final Fantasy before. I know what's happening.
And then this one's coming after you, Grim.
Oh, alive. You can tell this isn't a boss battle, because if it is Final Fantasy, there'd be a shopkeeper outside selling stuff.
That's missed. This one's going to shoot down here and attack you, Askeld.
Oh shit.
16.
Yes, it hits.
Doing 2.
Oh, that just take me down. Yeah.
You're down.
Is Grim the only one on his feet?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then he's coming forwards. And 16.
It matches my armor, yeah.
Yep. 6 damage.
Well, I'm down. Although I like to think that I had a pipe in my mouth as I went down. You little bastards.
Excellent.
I'm just doing this Arnold Schwarzenegger scream. And I go down.
Let me just
Please,
grab.
please tell me Garson went down going, I'm never going to get all those shirts finished.
So, and that's the last thing you remember is the terrible burning of those poisons running through your body, and then everything's pink. Grim, you feel like you've wet yourself. You're completely soaking wet. You open your eyes, and then panic sets in. You're drowning. You're surrounded in this pink goo. And Askeld, you're the same. You come round, soaking wet. You're surrounded in this pink goo. It's in your throat. It's in your lungs, starting to burn your lungs. So do you, Garson. Come round. Everything's pink. You're covered in goo. It's in your lungs, and you feel like you're starting to choke. But around about the same time, all 3 of you realise that you're not drowning. And as your nerves calm, and through the pink, you can see flickering lights, some kind of room beyond. You reach out and you can feel glass all around you. You're in some kind of glass orb, filled with pink goo, which seems to be breathable. It's not very nice. It's burning your lungs and stinging your eyes.
I feel you're channeling Ed Harris here, Adam. There's an Ed Harris vibe coming through. You never fought for anything else in your life, now fight, damn it!
Let me put your tokens.
You can tell me and Adam just had the exact same cassettes throughout our childhood to watch.
I can barely fit inside the orbs, right?
Yeah, kind of in a.
Yeah.
You're in like
Stuff
a.
like that.
You're in like a fetal position.
I like to think that I'm upside down in mine. And I like to think that Garson is sort of just floating in the middle of it.
Yeah, trying to rub a smudge off the inside
Like a
of it.
fetus.
It's very mucky in here. So I think I was the last person to go. So Garson, you're up. You're in this glass specimen tube filled with pink goo.
Okay. I'm just going to tap on the glass. Hello? Hello? Anybody?
Oh, yeah, and it just kind of echoes and thuds in your own ears in a kind of a in a kind of an underwater
Can I sense
way.
anything around me? Any mechanisms? Anything like that?
Yeah, give me. Let's have a look. I'll give you the choice of wisdom or an intelligence roll to see what you can spot. Oh yeah,
Nice.
you can feel the humming of some kind of mechanisms pumping around you. You can feel the flow of this goo is coming up from the base of this capsule and then leaving the top, so you get the sensation of this kind of flow going past you. You clearly recognize that for the moment you can breathe and that you're safe, but what you do notice is that in yours there is an airline crack down one side of yours.
Garson is not happy because it's not perfect.
Shoddy workmanship.
That's what you've been picking at.
Do I still have any of my? Do I still have all of my equipped gear and things with me?
Yeah, you've been placed in there as you left the other room. You got a little burning sensation where you were injected, but apart from that, you've got all your possessions in there.
I want to bash at where the fracture is with my staff.
Okay, so let me
with the staff.
let me just bring in a target number for you here, and we'll go for a 12. So yeah, roll me a strength check then if you're rolling to hit
Not
that.
My strong point. Oh.
Damn.
So you get to you'll get to roll ultimate effort on that as well. So
roll basic
and basic as well.
Weapon.
It's weapon. Yeah, you're using
Weapon damage
as well.
Yeah, it's both.
So 7. Yeah. This crack you can see, although doesn't open up, but it's starting to spread out like, I suppose, ice. When you step on ice, it's starting to crack in different directions now. Grim?
Well, I'm clearly upside down still with my pipe in.
Blowing bubbles.
Yeah. So I can't say. Do you know? To be perfectly honest, because this is Grim, I'm just going to headbutt the glass.
And I haven't given out any hero coins yet. You're definitely getting a hero coin for headbutting the side.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm gonna. So just a roll, or is it strength, or?
Yeah, give me a strength roll.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Even if there wasn't an airline crack there, I'm sure there's about to be one. So give me a roll for effort. So it'll just be a D4, won't it, with your head? But unless you want to use your hero coin.
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna use my hero coin.
Use it.
Yeah.
So that's ultimate, isn't it? I think.
That's ultimate.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll ultimate.
Yep. Well, yeah, you have got a definite crack in the side of.
Do I roll basic damage as well?
Yeah. Ultimate is added on top of your normal rolls.
So what shall I roll?
D4.
D4.
Yeah, using your head.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
so
come
6.
on.
Yeah, it's this crack's starting to spread out a little bit like Garson's, but not quite as big. Askeld?
Yeah, Askell wakes up. And first question: do I have any HP left?
Oh yeah, so you guys feel fine. You're not sure. You can't inspect yourselves. You know you're alive. All you feel is the burning in your side. You don't know. I guess your characters don't have a concept of HP, but you feel fine.
Yeah, but it was a meta question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal how much HP
Yeah.
you've got right now.
This just pisses him off. He's been working so hard and late nights and everything. Kids screaming, wife screaming. This is just too much. He just, explodes. His muscles just explode outward, and he just do a scream Dragon Ball style and just tries to break the whole thing.
Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back. Have yourself a hero. Have yourself a hero coin. Yes, just.
And then I roll my basic 6. I
Yeah.
roll my ultimate too.
Ooh.
And I have my engagement ring that gives me +3 ultimate.
Ouch.
It's the Berserker ring, but
Oh, there's some really big cracks. It's leaking, and the liquid is starting to leak out of yours now. And in all 3 of your capsules, you hear the same automated voice that you heard before, and this time it says biopsy protocol initiated. And I want each of you to roll me a D100. So Grim, do you want to go first?
Yes. Where's my D100? How do you open up the dice thing? I've just got the quick roll dice.
So yeah, if you look in the left hand kind of menu, if you click on the picture of the dice, it should.
I've got D4, D6, D10, D12, D20 in fridge.
you can just type /R and then 1D100.
Ah, right. Is that how you do it?
Oh, right. Okay. So backslash.
Or roll 2 tens.
Like that.
A front slasher.
Oh. 5//R, and then what? Sorry, the
R for roll.
Yep.
And then space and 1D100.
Ah, right. Okay.
Or D100.
1D100.
1D100. Yes.
Hey.
R.
Hey.
30. Let's have a look. 30. Oh dear. And you hear the voice, urethra removal initiated. And there is a timer dice of 2 for you there.
Thanks.
Grim. Askeld.
Some bubbles have come out of somewhere else.
roll me a D100,
Askeld, yeah.
please.
I'm rolling. 19.
Oh,
19. Let's have a look.
So I'm looking at what. Oh shit! The urethra. Good for you, man.
And the voice echoes in your capsule. Pancreas removal initiated. Garson, roll me a D100.
Brain.
94. Oh wow, let's have a look at this. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's part of your ear, and it says semicircular canals removal initiated. And so you see a little hatch below you, Grim, and some spinning blades slowly make their way towards your groin. Askeld, what was yours? We're going to again. Various tools come up from opening doors below you and start ascending towards your vital organs. And from above you, Garson, two little hatches open and like a clamp starts to lower down to grab your head while some kind of spinning drill heads towards your ear. So I rolled a timer dice for Grim, so we know Grim's got 2 rounds. Askeld, you've got 1, and Garson, you've got 1 as well. Before these biopsies take place.
Fuck that.
So Garson, you're up.
Okay, I'm just gonna smash the glass again. Was that
give me. It's going to be an easy roll now because you've weakened this glass. So.
Oh shit.
No, that's not good enough, I'm afraid.
Goodbye, ears.
Do you want to gargle anything before I move on to Grim?
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
Silent scream or a bubbly scream.
Grim, you're up. What to do? Do I headbutt it? I'm contemplating jamming my hammer into the mechanisms that are coming up to me.
Ooh.
But that's not going to get me out, is it? I'm still going to be stuck. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to try and smash the glass out of it again. So was that?
And you cracked it last time as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, make that an easy roll.
Okay.
No. No, clearly distracted by the spinning blades heading towards your groin. Grim's favourite part of his body, perhaps. Would you like to gargle anything before Askeld has a go?
Oh, thought about me.
Yeah, does Grim want to gargle anything?
Balls.
Not for much longer.
Yeah.
Askeld, you're up.
Yeah, okay, I'm going for Super Saiyajin 2. And
easy for you.
Still screaming, trying to break the glass.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit. Yeah, and yours, and in as if you've just been born, you come spilling out, washing out. Let's move you maybe out of there. You've come spilling out, and in a fetal position, all over the floor. And maybe the blades are still spinning inside, but you've got away from them. Do you want to make a move or?
Yeah, I look around, trying to see, take note of my surroundings and see where the others are.
Yeah, you can you're suddenly overwhelmed by the surroundings. There are other broken pods. It's quite in disrepair is this place. Everything's covered in dust, and it seems to have been hardly used for a very long time. Most of the specimen tubes that you've just broken out of are all broken as well. In fact, they're all broken in this part of the room that you're in. Perhaps down here you can see a pink glow, similar to the kind of glow of your tube, so that might give you some kind of clue that your friends might be down there. Or you can hear the knocking and gargling, perhaps.
Yeah. I look back at the the instruments of doom behind me, and then I slippery. I stand up, and I start running towards my friends.
Okay, excellent. So let's. My turn will just be removing the timers. So Garson, you have one more turn, and your pancreas will be removed. Grim, you have so yours goes down to 1, so you've got this round and then one more round to try and get out of there, but Garson's in trouble. So over to you, Garson. The blades are almost, you know, they're almost touching your skin now. They're right next to you. There's very little room for you to do much about that.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing again. Oh dear.
Nope.
No.
Would you like to gargle anything?
No. No. I don't want any of that stuff inside me. I keep my mouth shut.
Just holding your lips tight. So.
Grim, you're up.
Right, well, it's going to be the same. I'm just going to headbutt the glass again, I think. For mine, so let's have a... I'm crossing my fingers and toes inside my jar.
Oh yes, that does it. You land a blow.
Right, okay. And then... is it weapon damage? No?
Using your head, it'll just be the D4.
D6, yeah, D4 again, wasn't it? Sorry. Come on.
2. Yeah, this it's starting to leak, but it's not bust open yet.
Bloody hell.
Askeld, you're up.
Again. Oh, nice. Okay, I just run like a fucking quarterback, right on the. I don't know what it is. Glass cocoon or something, and I tackle.
So you okay? Interesting, nice.
Garson's,
so
cocoon.
Give me a strength check. See if you and am I going to be kind here? Yeah, let's make this an easy. Let's give you the momentum of you running, and you're giving it a good old.
Put my back into it. No!
And you bounce.
I'm too slippery. So I just bounce off the tube like
go sideways.
Boink.
And poor Garson just sees Askell go sliding past, which would sound terrible inside that canister with you, Garson.
My ears
reverberating around. And then it's me, GM. So unfortunately, in Grimm's they get very close to your groin now. It's like that scene in James Bond as the lasers getting close. But we start to pierce your skin here, Garson, as the incision is made. To start.
Is it my ears?
Removing your was it you that we were going for your sorry, not your pancreas. So the drill starts to enter your left ear, and let's say that for the rest of this game
you're dead.
Your kind of wisdom checks for when you're trying to listen are going to be hard from now on.
When wisdom checks for listening.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then we'll say that's my turn done. So wisdom listening checks. So anytime you want to listen for anything, it's going to be a hard roll for you.
That's cool.
Gasson, you're up as well.
Okay, let's do this. I'm getting out of here. No, I'm not. I'm still not getting out of here.
Oh, God.
Oh shit! What kind of a dwarf are you?
I'm not a dwarf.
It's not a dwarf, it's a little folk.
Oh yeah, that's a Garson. It's a Garson.
So yeah,
Too much like little folk then. Sorry.
as you try
This
to
is the same
Leave
thing.
her on, leave
as
her
you
on.
try to attack your capsule, the pain in your left ear is just distracts you, and you swing, but then reach up to try and stop the source of the pain. Grim, you're up.
Right,
And this is your.
This is my last attempt,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's going to be nutting this thing again. So here we go. Oh, God.
Nope. These are some bad rolls.
I'm about to lose my bits. Oh, God.
Askeld, you're up. Hard choice to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah.
What kind
like,
of wisdom checks involve your dick, by the way? Because you're gonna have hard
I'm
rolls.
thinking
Has
charisma.
this got to go
Like,
my arm?
do I see some kind of umbilical cords going into the
Yeah.
or something?
Okay.
Because I don't know technology. I see it as something biological.
Yeah, you can see going into both Garson's and Grimm's booths. Some kind of tube. Give me. I'm going to have to ask for an intelligence or a wisdom check to see
Okay.
if you would figure out that that's what's powering these things.
Okay. No.
No, you that then they
I'm
make.
gonna roll that again. No blunder. No blunder. If that's how you run it.
Sorry, I don't understand what you mean.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I confirmed if I got the blunder. I don't know if you give me a blunder on a 1 or.
Just remind me of that rule. I can't remember that rule.
Yeah,
so-
it's like you confirm the critical failure, and if you roll a 1 again.
Right.
then
I get you. Yeah.
But
yeah.
if
So,
you
yeah.
want to be really
No
nasty,
blunder.
just-
I think it's nasty enough that you don't figure out that pulling one of those cables would save.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so is that my action?
No, that was just a look to kind of
Okay.
a look around. So I'll still give you an action.
Yeah, then I just take both of my fists and I walk up to Garson's cocoon and just go. "Wah!"
Yep. Okay. And again, easy roll because this is pretty well cracked.
Okay, come on, dice, no!
What is going on with you guys?
My arms slip like twink. Oh,
If Grim
or
loses
I
his
slip on the
bollocks,
ground.
I'm going to be epic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So GMs go, and I'm sorry to say, Garson, you are now permanently deaf in that left ear.
Oh shit!
It is your ear canal has just been pulled out of there. Grim, the contraption grabs hold of your groin and starts to cut open your tunic or your trousers or. And starts to reach in to grab hold of your manhood.
I take it, are these things not affected by our armour?
Well, it's just cutting through your trousers. It hasn't.
Holding you.
It's, so Garson, you're up.
Come on,
Okay.
Gaffer.
I'm getting really agitated
Adrenaline
now.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
Phew.
Yeah, that smashes it.
That's so cool.
And you come tumbling out in the pink goo, and as you roll
Catch
over,
him.
as you roll up and look up, you see your poor little ear canal hanging from a.
Here, have a flower.
Grim, you're up.
Please.
Come on, I'm trying to help you here. It's grabbed you, what's
I
it
know,
now,
I know
and
you
it's
are,
not
I
going to
know you
be
are.
hanging there much longer.
Grim's frantically beating on the glass trying to get out.
Oh, yes! Go!
Could that have come at a better time? Okay, so roll me your basic and ultimate, please.
So basic. D4 that one too. No, D4 for the basic, was it?
D4
Yep.
and then do me a D12 as well.
Yeah, D4.
Come on. Come on!
Yeah, 10 in total. I'm happy with that. Yeah, you come tumbling out.
Sweet.
Bruised.
I'm sorry, Jim. No, I'm going to say that I come tumbling like that, and I'm dragging that bit of machinery with me.
Yeah, it's still clamped onto you. It's been pulled out of its socket, and you know the wires are sparking a little bit and making you twitch, but it's currently clamped on.
I think I've also bitten through my pipe.
No shit. It's just bubbling with the green liquid.
Which has made you furious. Have a hero coin.
Oh man.
Okay, so you're out. Poor Garson came off worse there. I think you both take a look at him, and the poor little man's got blood trickling out of his left ear. And
in fact, I think Grim's look at him. I've got more respect for him now.
Yeah. So
little dude.
You're all up to full health, but I will roll a d4 just to represent the. Oh, so 4 damage to you, Garson, from.
Okay.
But the others, you're all up to full health. So yeah, as you can see, you are in this strange laboratory, and as you, what probably stands out the most over here is what used to be a very large specimen chamber, I would say, and like yours. It's very heavily cracked, still intact, but cracked and completely drained of liquid. Let me move this 12 out of the way. And over here is a large mirror on the wall, and you can see various wires and the amount of decay that's going on in this room. It seems like it's been inactive for a very long time. And then over here is a door with an inspection hatch in it. So I think Grim, you went last, didn't you? So Askeld, you're up.
I look down at my friends and I just grab them both, you know, just lift them up. Come here, wee ones. How are you? Let me look at you. And I look. I take Garson and I want to use my medicine tools to like bandage him up.
Okay.
Or put some goo in his ear and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because I'm So can I do that?
Yeah, go for that.
Will it heal him? Some.
So give me a d4 just to see how many wounds you can help him
I
recover.
can roll the attempt if you want first.
You're not under pressure here. Doesn't seem to be
okay.
any kind of enemy around or anything like that putting you under pressure. You've got the time to if you want to take it.
So a d4 for.
Yeah.
Okay. Just one.
Just one.
Yeah. One inkin HP.
They all help.
All helps. Yep.
I put some goo in his ear, you know, wisdom from the jungle. I wet Willy.
I like to think that Askel's just looked over at me and I'm just like this. I've not quite recovered from what just happened.
Oh, it looks like some kind of prison.
I've got to say, Adam, this has given me a really good idea. I think for probably not a one shot of. I've just had quite a nice idea for a sort of post-apocalyptic. What I'd quite like to do actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see many kind of post-apocalyptic games.
The organ donor.
I'm going to guess no one's. Tom might have heard because I've probably gone on about it in the office. It was an old book series called Deathlands.
All right. Never read them.
So it was written by, first sort of 10 novels were by a guy, and it was basically post-apocalyptic America. It's all gone to pot. People are back on their feet in sort of medieval ways with guns and bits, but then a group of people find what's basically a government facility where inside there's almost like a portal that leads to other government facilities.
Right.
And so they get forced in. They have no option but to go through the portal. And then the series of the books was each. It's a bit of a sort of quantum leap type thing. Every time it was a new area, and they had to kind of fight their way, maybe try and get to somewhere better each time and things. And so that could be quite nice for it.
Cool.
Yeah, so might have maybe give Adam a break from GMing sometime.
Yeah, it'd be nice to play. I haven't really played as a character really.
I think there's a lot of players or GMs in the community who wants to play.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Askel's kindly fixed up gas, and so I suppose for my turn, I think the room would react to you breaking. So. But it's in such disrepair that some red lights try to flash, and you occasionally and biological, but never seems to engage what it's trying to do. It's in such disrepair, so I think that's all I'll do for my turn. Gas, and you're up.
I want to look at my. I want to look at my ear in the mirror.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You reach that far.
Yeah, I'll say quite happy for you to walk over that distance. So, give me a wisdom roll. I want to see what you can hear as you're stood by this mirror, and I'm going to make.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. So you.
Oh, good.
It's a deaf ear.
You take a good look at your ear, and I'll let you play how upsetting that would be to see it in the state that it is, and.
I'm never going to get a 5-star review looking like this.
But as you're paying close attention to your ear, you look from one side to the other, and then as your head turns back, the mirror has gone transparent, and right in your face is this emaciated person inspecting their teeth in the mirror, and they're bruised. Clearly hasn't eaten well for days. Maybe they even reach up and pull another clump out of their of hair, and this is when you can hear something now that you don't know where this voice is coming from, but you can hear this person spins around, and you see behind them laid on the floor some other people, similar pale skin, pointy ears, but looking very worse for wears, and you hear them chatting, saying, like, "God damn, another clump of hair, and I'm sure my teeth are starting to wobble." And one of the other people on the floor says, "Shh, keep it down. We don't want to attract their attention. They'll be back soon. And we don't want to be chosen this time." Like poor Bertram. And they point to the floor, and there just seems to be a blood-stained drag marks out of the door of their cell. And actually, I can reveal their cell for you now that the mirrors. So hopefully you can see. There's lots of blood stains. There's clearly something horrible happened in there, and their door is over here. Sorry, here. Why is that not? Sorry. There. And there's blood marks. In various occasions, something terrible's happened in this room, and there's 3 people in there remaining, looking in a very poor condition. But yeah, you've got one right in front of you inspecting themselves in the mirror.
I tap on the glass.
And they don't seem to react to it. You get the sensation as you're tapping on the mirror that this is a very thick, robust mirror.
Cool.
Askeld?
It's Grim, right?
Sorry, Grim, yeah, sorry.
I think I'm probably gonna wander over, I don't know, in the general direction, whether I can make it all the way over. Walk over in his general direction. I'm going to take out of my tunics a slightly larger pipe. And
Backup pipe.
Yeah. Well, Garçon, look at it this way. You'll never wear glasses again, but at least you don't look as bad as them.
Brilliant. Love it. Have you got a hero coin?
Yeah, I've already got one.
Oh, have another one. I love it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I mean, well, I don't know. Can I have a little? I don't know. I'm going to have a little nosy around, see if I can spot anything way out or.
Yeah. So I guess,
yeah.
roll me a wisdom check. Let me see how observant you are.
Probably not very.
Or intelligence. I don't mind whatever's best. Nothing above what you've spotted already. The door over here with the inspection hatch, the large capsule similar to yours but much larger. It seems to have been drained over here, and the mirror over here, which now you've come round the corner, you can also see this poor creature actually does pull out a tooth and spins around and shows his friend. I told you! My teeth are falling out! And he's like, keep quiet! They'll come!
Yeah, I think that's probably my turn then.
Okay, Askeld, you're up.
Alright. Okay, I walk up beside the dwarf, and then I look at the other side, and they are like normal people or humans.
Give me a wisdom roll. Let me see if you would know what creature race they are.
No, my wisdom is not strong.
No. You can see that they're humanoid size and shape, but the only feature that stands out is the pointy ears. So has a hint of elf, I suppose. You would recognise that, but no, it's hard. They're so emaciated and pale. You wouldn't be able to pick out what part of the world that they're from. Or
okay, looks like other prisoners, I say, and then I just I walk over to the door. We should try to leave this place.
Okay, and as you see that there is an inspection hatch that can be opened from your side.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to open it, or?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, so peeping through the hatch, you see this corridor extending out. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Through the hatch, and you can.
There's the door, right?
Yeah, so you can see the door to their cell, and there's another door opposite there, and another one here. All the way up, there are several several doors. And what you do notice as well is that come on. You see these creatures start to come down the corridor.
Ooh. With shovels.
Yeah, these are very horrible looking creatures, sharp teeth, pale green skin, incredibly muscular, but very wire strong. They're thin, but you get the impression, you can see the muscles, almost like a wild animal. The kind of strength that they have may not be very bulky, but you get the impression.
Monkeys.
Yeah, they got sharp claws, big bulbous eyes, and yeah, so and they come rushing down this corridor. Some go into other rooms, and you can hear screams and begs for mercy, but these two come bursting into this room and rush over and grab the guy from the mirror, and his two friends put up some feeble efforts to try and help, but they fling them back down onto the ground and drag him out into the corridor. And Askell, you witness the most horrendous scene. They slam the door shut and just rip into this guy completely.
Oh shit.
Rip him to shreds. And further up the corridor you see other similar scenes as prisoners are dragged out of their cells, and these guys just completely devour them quite quickly, just rip them to shreds and feast upon them. But as they're doing so, one of them looks up and in your direction through the peephole, and just pauses for a second and
smells pipe smoke.
Yeah, maybe smells. Well, this is a sealed lab, but sees the movement behind, and you can hear him actually speaking the same common tongue. You can hear him say, "There's food in there. I thought it was empty." And his colleague says, "I told you before. That's the perfect thing about this lair. These strange laboratories make food for us, captures it from the surface, takes samples and grows us new food. This is the perfection of this place. New food every day, prisoners, often, but it's growing food for us. Yes, we will enter that lab soon and take that food. If you've seen movement, it means it's almost ready. We will feast once again. It doesn't taste as good as these prisoners, but it's a constant supply. I told you, this is the promised land." And then they start devouring their prisoners once again.
I show my teeth.
So for the moment, they just think you're some kind of
preparation.
food that's escaped one of the biological chambers that this laboratory seems to produce for them.
Are you insinuating that I'm Grimp 2.0?
That's cool. That's cool. I check if I have the puncture marks in my back, from the.
All right, so yeah, I'll play with that. I mean, you to all ask. If you relay that to and Grim thinks, are we really who we think we are based on that? And you've still got the same scars that you've previously had. You seem to be the same people that you were before. You have no.
We interrupted the process. Man.
Yeah. So
I think we have to fight these ingrates.
And you know, what I didn't mention, that perhaps in some of these, to add to those clues, is that even though some of these are broken, you can see the kind of fetal remains of abominations, really. Part, you know, you maybe Askeld, you notice some desert creatures, half desert, half humanoid mixtures. Maybe even gas, and you might recognize some creatures that you've have knowledge of but don't look quite right, you know, all shriveled up and dried, but
I think Alien Resurrection
they've got limbs that they shouldn't have in places, and two heads, yeah, big teeth coming out of one side of the mouth, of their face, yeah, things like that, but they're all shriveled up, and they looks like, you know, some have even died, maybe half hanging out of the broken glass. They've kind of died in the attempt of escaping their booth. And at this moment is when the red lights finally do kind of engage and turn on permanently now, and the voice comes over the tannoy and says, biological specimens escaped, extermination procedure engaged. And
what now?
You have a D4 timer on your hands, and I will pop that there, and the mirror turns back. The hatch that you're peeping through slams shut, Askeld.
No.
And some vents in various locations on the wall that you didn't notice there flick open, and at first you don't notice it, but there is a vapor that, do you know when like a heat haze, like a gas haze, is starting as you look at the vents as they flick open. You could hear that flick, and you turn around and you see this shimmering start to come through those. Gas, and I think you're up, if we call that my turnover.
Ooh, okay. So the door's completely sealed, is it?
Yeah. So the hatch has shut itself. That Askeld as was peeping through. The mirror's returned to its reflective self, so you can see yourself in there once again. And like I say, these hatches that you didn't notice at first have all opened, and a shimmering gas is starting to come through.
Ooh. I don't know what to do.
A bit of conferring between us, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do we think? Should we? I mean, this mirror seems pretty thick. I don't know if we can.
Yeah, I think the mirror's no way out.
And does the door have a handle, or is it just a door that?
Yeah, completely sealed from your end.
Let's break it. No, the glass, not the door.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to. I retract my statement. Let's try the mirror.
Okay, I'm going to just start pelting stones at the mirror from my sling. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, target 12.
Nope.
No. And Garson, once again, you quickly get the impression that this is one solid piece of glass. It just doesn't seem to make any effect whatsoever.
I think brute force might be out of the question.
So I'll point out the main features. So you've inspected the door, you've inspected the mirror. I suppose the only thing that I've pointed out to you before is this very large chamber.
It's a pool of water.
Chamber here. So no, this is it's cracked. but much larger than yours, has been drained. There seems to be no creature or desiccated creature shriveled up in there. It's completely empty, from what you can see from the positions you're in.
All right.
I was thinking, I remember Garçon, didn't you notice that glimmer that there was a flow of liquid coming in and out of the tubes? So is there a way out through there, maybe?
Didn't sound like.
No.
Maybe in this bigger chamber. Maybe it's.
That's what I'm thinking. If it's a bigger thing, is there a bigger hole? I don't know.
We should definitely check it out.
So do you want to do that as part of your turn, Grim? I suppose Garson's had his action, and I guess he could move, but...
Go on, Grim, go have a look. See what's going on.
Right, okay. Yeah. Right, that's fine. I'll move... Where am I? Just jigging my position around. There I am. Yeah, okay, I'll move over to... whereabouts?
Okay.
I've not got a lot of space on my screen, so...
It's okay.
Right, there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
so I've
next to
moved
it.
over.
Give me an easy wisdom check or an intelligence check to see what you spot.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's go intelligence.
Roll it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
wow, you've nailed that. So this this giant glass, it's smudged, it's hazy. So, but you know, scrub that out of the way, and yeah, you're right. There's the vent that you can see that was bringing in the kind of liquid that was keeping you alive and helping you breathe, and then a vent going out above it, and looking up at the vent inside this one, it's actually been ripped open. So the mesh that was covering it has been pulled down and is all split. And yeah, you can, and because with such a good roll, you see some actual claw marks. You know, easy to recognise. You know, the classic 4 scratch marks as this has been ripped open. And in your estimation, definitely you and Garson could squeeze through that at the moment. Maybe not Askel, but you could certainly squeeze through that if you were to get in there.
I'm going to turn to Askeld and say, why don't you pick the little one up and hoist him up, see if he can see if what's up there.
Well, it's sealed at the moment. Is this glass canister? So you've looked through the glass.
Okay.
One other thing that you have such a good roll as well over here, and on the opposite location on the other side of the wall, you see 2 hatches have opened and a something's trying to spark, but it seems to be failing. A little flame will start and then it goes out again, and same on the other side. It's flame is sparks and then fails, tries again, and there's just little flashes of light as it's trying to spark to life.
Gas in the mines and fire isn't good.
My pipe out.
So I'd say you've still got an action, Grim. So you've moved, you've had a look.
All right, okay. I'm guessing I'm too short to reach this. I can't reach the the grate that's covering the.
No, that's internal. Sorry, it's the grate's not accessible.
Tank, right?
It's like this big glass tank,
right.
And the grate is inside it.
Yeah, right. So also the glass
and
thing
disappears into the ceiling. Yeah,
right.
It's cracked, but it's still intact.
It's intact, right? Okay. Oh man, decisions. Right. Well, I'm gonna say I'm next to it and I can't do anything else. But so I'm gonna hit it. And can I use a hero coin to hit it?
Well, you might. I suppose. If you hit,
first and then,
you could do the damage with your hero coin or.
Right. Okay. So
Nice.
and then damage with hero coin.
Yep, so that would be your axe and
So,
ultimate.
so I'll do
Weapon and ultimate. Yeah.
and ultimate.
Nice.
Damn!
Oh, we have a +3 on the ultimate.
That
Nice.
is that is well and truly
20.
it's just cracks and just like a car windshield just
I think I've swung my axe, and there's that little moment where everyone stands, and it's just explodes pretty much.
And I'm going to be really mean and say that the lights start to they change from red to purple now, and the timer drops to a 2.
Right.
And the gas seems to start flowing even quicker. The tannoy says alpha test chamber breached, aberration loose.
Aberration loose.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm still gonna say to Askeld, get gas on up to that grate. Gas on, see if you can get it open. And by the way, gas on, keep an ear out.
What?
That's my turn.
All right. I step over here to the grid, and it's too small for me still. Right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to rip that open some more if you plan on exiting through that.
Okay. I'll start ripping it, and I tell the others, you just jump in. I'll be coming after you.
Okay.
So I'm pulling it with the roll strength.
Yeah, just a normal roll.
Yeah. No.
No, it doesn't seem to give, unfortunately. And the timer dice drops to 1.
Oh, 2 drops in like 2 turns.
Yeah, I'm harsh. And
Yeah, that's good.
the 2 lighters still continue to flicker on and off and struggle to. But you all 3 of you can smell it now. You can smell this strange gaseous smell.
Get in.
Starts feeling a bit woozy, perhaps, and the whole room is shimmering now with this gas, and you can just hear the as the something tries to light. Garson, you're up.
Okay, Garson will.
So did Askel pick you up? Are you?
No, I just went
he
over.
attacks the grate.
Alright.
I'm gonna clamber up Askeld,
Like a ladder.
Me?
and then to so I can reach into the vent at the top to climb out.
Isn't it in the bottom? Or
I
is
thought
it
we
in
were
the top?
climbing out the top.
Yeah, it's in the top. The
Okay,
broken
okay,
vent.
so
There is a vent below
oh,
you that's
okay.
undamaged, but the one that's
Yeah.
got claw marks
So
is.
I'm just gonna clamber up Askeld, adjust his collar on the way up, and then climb.
Have yourself a hero coin, sir.
What color?
That's even funnier. Askel doesn't have a collar, but you're just.
his shirt, his linen.
He's gone to straighten it on the way up, and then no.
But yeah,
You dust him off. Dust off his shoulder.
Yeah.
Garson's got yourself a hero coin there.
Thank
Nice,
you.
nice.
So where does that leave me? I've gone up into the vent, so
I'm
I'll wait there.
I'm happy with that. It's just classed as your movement. I'll give you
Cool.
an action if you want to help break open this vent. Then
Yeah, I'll do. I will. I'll start kicking down with my feet once I'm in there and try and see if I can dislodge some more of it.
okay.
He can give me like an easy roll if he sacrifices his actions to help me,
Well,
or something like that.
I was going to give you so from that angle you're above it. So where it was a bit harder for Askel to rip it open from below, and he's reaching up, and you're actually right there, stamping on it and bending it outwards. I would say I'll give you an easy roll there.
Okay. Can I use my hero coin? I've been rolling really badly.
If I it does, you can.
Does that just give it an easy anyway? I mean,
I think you can trade. You can trade that in to add ultimate effort to the roll. So if you do get this off,
I'll just roll strength now then. See what happens. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Damn this.
so D4 and then a D12 to.
Okay.
Well,
Nice.
Maximum on the basic.
Maximum.
And then an ultimate.
Yeah.
For and that's my hero coin.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. So I
12.
think in total that gets us over the heart requirement for that. So yeah, that's much wider now. You've kicked it, forced it down. It's not going to be easy for you, Askel, but you can squeeze through that now.
Yeah.
Grim, you're up.
Right. I think I'm going to say, Askel, give me a boost up.
Yeah, I'll help him.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, you'll help me too, and I'll just lift him up.
Yeah, well, but can we say if do I have to do anything to get into this grate? Am I into it already? Is that
Yeah, you're up in the vent as well now with gas and happy with that.
An attempt. So I'm going to put my arms back down and try and grab hold of Askeld.
Yep. So that combined with Askeld, I'll just ask for an easy strength roll from Askeld to pull himself up.
All right.
With the help of you.
Come on.
He's so big and squeezing through. Yeah. So you're safely into the air duct. So you look around and all three of you are presented with an air duct, very thin, but leading. There's only really one way to go, and you can see on the wall it's kind of stained with dry patches of this pink goo that you recognise from the capsule that you ring. But what you do notice is the occasional claw marks as something's dragged itself through there. And what you hear next is a click, 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 whoosh, and the room below you just completely ignites. The fire rushes up through the vent, and all three of you are flung further down this corridor. And that is where we will end tonight's game, I think.
Nice.
Good.
You've
Nice.
you've
Well done,
escaped the lab. You're in the vents, a little charred.
Hell yeah.
An ear canal missing, but
That was some of the worst rolling I've had in this so far. We were just like nothing.
No, I think we did very, very good. You know.
No, I'm not saying we did good, but it was some unfortunate rolling.
If you,
I think Garson's been a right little trooper throughout this.
poor Garson.
yeah. Oh, natural 20 on the strength roll. That's good.
Yeah, he's like a little Frodo, isn't he? We're all like, nah, what could he do? And then he comes along and he's like taking on Mordor.
Hey, you what? What was that? What?
I like to think that we're all in this thing. Basically, Askeld's nearly going to be singed. I can hear it coming, and Garson's just like, what?
What? What's going on?
So earlier in the week, I googled and I found a list of organs of the human body.
Yeah.
So that's
usual week for you then, Adam.
Yeah, that's what you were rolling on. Grim was very close to rolling vagina, so that would have been quite well. Yeah, it would have been quite amusing for
for his lips, like
for the biopsy to try and remove your vagina when you don't actually own.
To go back, change his backstory a little bit.
Maybe even worse. Maybe it was going to give Grim one.
put it back in.
Yeah. This is one of those stories that Grim is not going to be telling round the pub.
Exactly. It's good. I love me some sci-fi in fantasy.
Yeah,
worlds.
yeah, it's good. I like it. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool.
it mixes things. You had what's his face's digging machine, so it's kind of a bit. They've got some,
yeah. So Doctor Zahir, who rescued you from the last game, he had a bit of a cyber, not a steampunk kind of digging machine, didn't he?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I saw it. I was watching the end just to catch up on what happened in the last adventure.
So
I saw that one.
His life obsession was to find the dark laboratories of the Snake Man. So
we've done it on like day 2. Day 2 found, done.
Fantastic.
Will he get out to tell the tale though? Is that maybe several people have found the dark labs of the Snake Men but never got out to tell the tale?
I'm more worried about what their hair falling out and their teeth falling out.
All I wanted was a 5-star rating. This is where we are now.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we get out, me and Asgeld are giving you a definite 5-star rating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me and Asgeld have got ourselves a deal anyway, and I've got
That's 10 stars.
I've got some money put to one side for that, so don't you worry.
Oh yeah, you haven't got your payout of Zotos yet.
Like bribe people to give him 5 stars.
AstroTurfing it's called, I think.
Yeah. I don't think he needs to. I say, look at him. He's in the middle of sword battles and explosions, and he's adjusting collars and brushing lapels. So
yeah, I love that. I love that.
Being dedicated, I don't know what it is. That's it. Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I like all the encounters because they are very, you just stop and go like, what? Wow.
Good.
Like
Good.
with the giant worm, and then with the head and the robots and this, it's fantastic.
Good. Glad. Well, I really appreciate you saying that, and appreciate you and Tom coming in at the last minute. I don't appreciate my brother, he's,
That's all right. You haven't appreciated me for years.
but yeah, that was fun, and glad you enjoyed it, and maybe let's arrange something again in the not too distant future. Yep. Or you do something next time, Craig, and give me a chance to play.
Do you want to have a break? Shall I?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a shame not to carry on this story arc at some point, but yeah, it'd be nice to have a game.
I'll do like maybe a little one shot with a theme I was thinking of, see what people give you a break, and then we can pick back up with this and again, can't we, if you want.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
All right. Good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good night.
Nice to meet you.